Hi guys, thanks for watching. In this video, 3-card tarot for the fire signs, Aries, Leo and Sagittarius. I've got to bunch them together a bit this week because the upload speed is way down. But there we go, we can go into a bit more detail, take a little bit longer over it because it's 3 in 1. So, for all three of those signs, please, I'm asking for a 3-card spread that will lead us into knowing more for Aries, Leo and Sagittarius. I'm doing this on the 3rd of July, so happy 4th if you're watching this on the 4th or the 5th or whenever. I hope you had a great 4th of July. It's a great time for me to sort of remember my American friends and what it's all about, which is, brilliant thing. So happy 4th to you. First card out of the deck, and this is for Aries, Leo and Sagittarius, so that includes me this time. It's the Knight of Cups. So we're into the suit of cups. That really is water sign energy. So in terms of affairs of the heart, or actually affairs of anything that's involving other people and networking with other people, look out for those water signs. It's Cancer energy, it's Scorpio, it's Pisces. For some reason, I'm really drawn to the idea of Pisces as I say that, but there again, that's water signs for you. And Pisces is 2 fish, so why not? Aries, I see that there's a good deal of strictness about this character. I don't see any problems with you guys in that sense, but there is a cup here. It is about kind of desires and longings and where the heart is. So Aries, I'm saying kind of maybe lay off people a little bit. If you don't understand the way they're going, they may be following their heart in a way that you just don't grasp. On the other hand, Aries, because this is fluid energy, many people watch these, different strokes for different folks. It may be the other way round. It may be you who isn't being misunderstood. You can ask the Knight of Cups for help, and the Knight of Cups is around, most definitely. He's a water sign. Okay, so let's shuffle and tell us some more about that. Be nice to hear something for Leo and Sagittarius on that, because that was very airy an interpretation there. But we'll get there. I'll tell you what, first of all, right, I'm into Kyle Gray, Keepers of the Light. So, since we did that about Aries, let's say, tell us more about this card for the sign of Leo in this reading for all the fire signs, which I am doing very early in July 2019. And what have we got? El Moria. Now, I love this character, actually. He came up a lot around the beginning of the time I discovered that I was a medium and started doing this kind of work. And he's been a great spirit guide to me. So I did ask for this for Leo in particular, but it is all the fire signs reading here, Aries, Leo and Sagittarius. So maybe he's relevant in other ways as well. But we particularly asked for him for Leo, not Sagittarius, I'm Sagittarius, so I've got it on the brain. We particularly asked for him for Leo, and that's what he's come up with. Now, he was a great one for social justice, El Moria. He freed a lot of people, as the song said. It says here, awakening presence, the universe is with you, wear a cloak of protection and love. Now then, where do you get a cloak of protection and love? In your dreams, my friends. You've got to meditate for it, but it's there for you, It is always there. Okay, so if we're thinking about dreams now, let's come back to the first of the 3 main cards in this reading. Knight of Cups here. He's not that much of a dreamy character, but he is kind of dreamy compared to some of the other knights. I'd say he's the dreamier one of all the knights there. Again, water sign energy, and be fluid. That thing of water sign is really making me think of the fluidness, of the fluidity of energy. That's the word for it. We've got magical shapes all over the place here, and this is reminding us that any magical kind of light work that we try to do in this world is supported from on high. In fact, I'm talking about light work, but let's just say, because so many people watch this, doing what you do in a good way, whether that's kind of a career motivation or a love motivation or whatever it is. But awakening presence is there. Now, if this is a love reading, Leo, for you, if that's your intent in watching this reading, and intent is everything, by the way, and these readings are here for whoever wants them for whatever reason. The universe is with you. Wear a cloak of protection and love. Meditate for it. Really do, okay? And be willing to be a bit more out there in your thoughts and particularly in your dreams, Leo. I would keep a pen and paper by the bed and write things down. I really would, because it's surprising how much information we lose as we're coming back from a dream. It's just, really quite unfortunate how that goes. It's one of the difficulties of the journey between worlds, the astral world and the world we wake up into. And how do we actually communicate between the two? I promise you it gets easier, and I really feel I'm saying this to Leo on this occasion, although it's a true thing for everyone. So do write those dreams down if you can. Pen and paper, pencil and paper, chalk and a bit of wood, whatever it is, paintbrush, keep it by the bed so you can write it down straight away, okay? Because that way things will make more sense. So I get the feeling that, well, quite a lot of you will have been having strange dreams around this time. Now, that is a very easy thing for a psychic to say at this time of year, because it's a very hot summer in the northern hemisphere, and this is the time when most of us are sort of kept awake half the night, and maybe if we do get any sleep, we wake up at 3 a.m. feeling like a wet tea towel or something. It's just really kind of difficult time to get any sleep. So we are more actively into the world of dreams then, just because the mind is that bit more alert as we're sleeping. And believe it or not, it does actually allow the dream world to come in and to work. It doesn't kind of block that out at all. And that shows that dreams are a natural thing and they're well worth listening to. Okay, so tell us more. I'm still with the Keepers of the Light deck here by Kyle Gray, which is a lot like the old Doreen Virtue Ascended Masters deck, which I have here and I still use. Actually, we're just on Kyle Gray today. I'm being a little more modern, but many of the characters and many of the messages match up with that deck. So we've got Almeria there. He's for Leo. What about Sagittarius? For Sagittarius, Freya, phases and cycles. I'm a Sag, so I'm having this one, please. There is a beginning within every ending. Illusions are revealed and released. Now there's another great thing that comes along with dreaming and being aware of dreams. And I keep saying meditate for these things. Well, intention is everything. Really, when we meditate, we can't guarantee that we're going to go down a particular path or learn a particular skill set from that meditation. We have to kind of let it be. But it really is worth letting it be, Saggy. Okay, it really is. And I say that to myself as well, because there is a beginning within every ending, right? So whatever seems to be coming to an end. And things do kind of feel a little bit I don't want to use the word terminal, but there's a lot of things in this world at the moment that feel as if they're coming to an end. And the question is, what's going to come? Well, we'll find out in 2020. It's only next year. You should see how astrology racks up for 2020. Do look it up, friends. It's really amazing. Probably the end of cash money. And a whole new way of world government is coming. So think of those phases and cycles, okay, Saggy? We have actually been generating this, and all the other signs as well for this, actually. We've been generating this life all through our countless incarnations that we've had since the beginning of what could loosely be called time. And I guess it was the beginning of time when we started incarnating, because it is a temporal thing, isn't it? That's what separates us from the world of spirit. But yeah, Freya is looking you in the face, Saggy, and she's more or less saying, I think she's pretty well saying, cut the cord. She's saying illusions are revealed and released, and that really is what cord cutting is about. If you need to cut the cord, don't feel final about it, don't feel unhappy or sad about it, because if you still need that cord, it'll grow back, If it's a mistake to cut it, it will most certainly grow back. Okay, so there we go. Now then, let's get on with our fire signs reading in early July 2019. And say, give us the middle card of this 3-card spread, please, which is for the sign of Aries, Leo and Sagittarius. And we have the Sun. This is a great card to get. Now, when we get the Sun here, there's a baby on horseback, but it's not so much that this baby has just been born. In a way it is. It's about birthing ideas. It's about new things coming into being, most certainly. But when the Sun comes up, it tends to mean that you've gathered a lot of the skills and the knowledge that you need to move on to a higher level of the journey, or maybe a faster phase of it. Fluid energy, different strokes for different folks, could be anything depending on who you are. But Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, this really is the heart of the matter, okay? It's number 19, X1X in Roman numerals. See, X for 10, 1 before X for 9. So X1X, 19. And so it's very near to, as if we had 20, like 2 tens of completion, as if we're very nearly at a much higher level of completion. I would say possibly even a Kundalini shift is coming in. It may already have happened, it really might, but this card is telling you that you've got the skills. You may not feel entirely confident with what you're Oh, excuse me. You may not feel entirely confident with what you've learned yet, but you have been learning it, and it will take you forward, and it will be trying to at this time. Okay, guys, I've got a lot of 4th of July in my head. July 4th it is at the moment, because that is the relevant kind of thing that's going on this week, along with the solar eclipse and Mercury retrograde. I mean, it's a busy week if ever there was one. But it is really a time of newness. It's not exactly crisis. Crisis isn't the word, but it's a time of things changing, really, because they have to change, you know. Sooner or later, changes are bound to happen because life is change. It's the way it's always going. Okay, I'm giving that to all the signs there, all the fire signs there, Aries, Leo and Sagittarius. Because that card really is showing itself as the heart of the matter. And so I ask for another card, please, from Kyle Gray's wonderful Keepers of the Light deck, which I really enjoy using. And tell us some more for all the signs, all the fire signs, please, in this reading about number 19, the Sun, which has come up because it's major, it's major arcana, so it's personal. It's quite a big deal because it's the heart of the matter as well somehow. And we've got the Holy Spirit, expect miracles. Now that's the thing that really does it. I rather like, right, in the Tarot in Wonderland deck that I use, quite a lot of the, just having a little change at the moment, like keep things interesting. But I'll be back with Tarot in Wonderland before very long. And the thing I really like about the Sun card in that is it shows Alice with 2 queens, and kind of it's not that the 2 queens have kindly agreed to let this little girl in, it's that Alice is now ready to be a queen, so she's kind of sharing the journey with them. So there's help there, there's advice there. I wasn't seeing a great deal, I wasn't seeing quite as much of that in this card, put it that way, but now we've got the Holy Spirit, expect miracles, and this is the point. You can expect miracles where you think you're probably going to go wrong, where you think it's probably not going to work. That's the place to look for a miracle. And if you kind of really don't expect a miracle, the chances are it won't happen. Something to do with the energy of the moment, you know. If you're someone who asks the angels for help, you'll know what I mean. You can ask the angels for help, and it's the last minute when you think you're screwed. Something, whoa, amazing happens. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories about that. I really would, because that happens all over the world. The internet shows me this is happening all over the world all the time. But it's the Holy Spirit, expect miracles, and it says, remember that only love is real. Miracles will occur naturally. Spirit has your back. Only love is real, and that is such a true thing, because love is what exists between this world and the next equally. It's always a fact. It's an absolute, you know, we talk about the facts of life, we should be talking about the facts of love, really, because when you think about it, and even when you don't think about it, love is a thing that needs no food. No one can really say what it is. I mean, if someone says they love someone, you know what they mean. But how could we write down exactly what that meant? How could we pinpoint what love is, what love means? We can't really. It can't really be defined. It needs no food. And, you know, it survives death as well. People pass away. And, you know, they're held in a loving memory. Love is a thing that doesn't get involved with death. That's why only love is real. And that's why, you know, we need to remember Spirit has your back. And as it says here, miracles will occur naturally, okay? So if you think it's going to take a miracle for you to get into action and get on the ball with what the Sun's telling you, Aries, Leo and Sag, this is for all 3, this card, because it's very much the heart of the matter. Just, you know, remember, we are all divine beings. We really are. I know not everybody believes that, and not everybody finds, some people would like to believe it, but find it hard to believe. I don't mean to insult anyone's intelligence. For the Holy Spirit, you could call it the higher heart, you could call it the higher self. It's really everything that is good. We talk about the divine. Well, that can be within you. It can be out there in the universe. It can be whatever you believe it is, folks, because that is the real miracle. You know, the real miracle, it's actually not that much of a miracle, but it seems like a miracle in our world because it's alchemy. It's actually making things happen. And the whole thing of esoteric practice of any kind, you know, any kind of occult, is always that. It's always bringing into this world things which belong in this world, really, but which we have to draw down from the heights of heaven to make real. Okay, it's a nice thought. Let's get on to card number 3 and say, give us the last card, please, in this spread for the signs of Aries, Leo and Sagittarius, the fire signs in early July 2019, and it's the Eight of Swords. Ah, right, now this is what could possibly be getting in the way. And it's a question here. Has this person been tied up and kind of really can't get away, or could she possibly walk away? Because it actually looks like it wouldn't be too difficult. She's only kind of tied round a sword there. She's sort of rubbed up and down a bit, probably cut through the tie, and she could probably walk away. So to a point, she's allowing herself to be kept there. But why is she doing that? I actually think I'm with Sagittarian energy here at this point, because I'm Sag, and it's racking up for me. But this reading is for all the fire signs. It's so easy to be in a situation, just really. You sort of almost feel as if you should break out of it, you should make a difference, but it's so hard. You just go, oh no. It's for some reason it's going to bring other problems along with it. We never absolutely know. But the character here could walk away. There's an element of choice in being stuck there. Although, of course, she hasn't been very well treated when this comes up. But it's number 8 energy, it's a swords card, so it's air sign energy. Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Those signs could be around and be a factor in this, depending on who you are and where it's at and where it's all going. But 8 of Swords there, 8 energy, the energy of... sorry, someone just popped up on my phone and distracted me. 8 energy, as above, so below, heaven and earth in sync, and that does seem to be quite a theme in this reading. Okay, so tell us more about the 8 of Swords, please, in this reading for Aries, Leo and Sag. And what have we here? Gaia, Earth connection. So heaven and earth connecting. The theme deepens. It says, be mindful of the planet. Come back to Earth and stay grounded. Now there's the thing, isn't it? Be mindful of the planet. That's something we really, really all need to do. It's becoming desperately urgent. It's actually been desperately urgent for quite a long time. I can remember how urgent the environment was and looking after the planet was. During the 1960s, when I was a small child, the teachers were always telling us to economise on paper, save a tree, that kind of thing. It's got pretty desperate, but, one thing we really must not do is wreck this earth. We have been given stewardship of it by the divine. However, the forces at work in this earth aren't always kind of just mindful of the right things. It seems to be part of the challenge. It's something of a divine mystery how it could be like this, because things are so up and down. But Gaia here, Earth connection, that just cuts through all that. That says, to all of you, Aries, Leo and Sag, I'm going to say this, that says just, allow the divine to cut through it, right? Now, if you're not a spiritual person, if you're not a God type of person, doesn't matter. What really matters to you? Some people, it's their job. They want to be the best at their job and they pride themselves on that, and that's what keeps them going. Well, great. Whatever it is, whatever floats your boat, connect to the highest energies of that as you're thinking about it, okay? Because that's how you'll make things real. You'll get ideas and you can make them real in real life. They can play out then. Okay, now then, tap on the shoulder from my spirit guide says, pick out yet another deck. Okay, so this time Ask an Angel by Tony Carmine Salerno, and let's do an angel card reading. Okay, and I want this just to be one card as a significator for the whole reading, just to tell us a bit more about it, tell us where we're going. Okay, so this is for Aries, Leo and Sagittarius, all of the fire signs. Okay, also the fire signs are associated with wands, has a lot to do with practically getting things done. And there's a big playoff between the between the practicalities and the heavenly stuff going on this week, as they're not. And we have got the angel Fuel, and she is all about intuition. And I have to wing it on this one and come up with a meaning myself because there's nothing written on the bottom of the card. But that is the great thing about Tony Carmine Salerno. The image says it all. So take a look at that, guys. Intuition. We know things are changing. We know it. I'm afraid I'm the sort of person who likes to be a positive thinker and say it's all good, it's all good. We know there are things happening in this world all the time that aren't good. I always feel a little bit suspicious about that, and I guess you do. I think most of us do. It's human nature. Okay, but we can over listen to intuition, and things can then grow out of proportion in our own minds. So it's about keeping it real, this one. Okay, this woman looks like she's determined to keep it real. We've got the full moon in the background there, and she's facing away from it. She's really, really trying to keep it real. But look, a star has crept in. Yeah, and a star will always creep in. It's an alchemical star because it's not shining really bright there, but it's got a beautiful bright outline. So yeah, intuition, that's got to be the key to all of these different things. Okay, I mean, to recap the reading, we've got Knight of Cups there, we've got the Sun, and the Eight of Swords as well, which we were with just a second ago. So we've definitely got help. We've got water sign energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces playing into your situation at the moment. Certainly a strong masculine energy that is willing to help. This horse isn't really dashing away, but it does have a lot of power. You may need to build this character up a bit too, because when he's feeling really good, that's when he's on his mettle and he can really do the business. That's the way it needs to be. In the Sun here, it's just, can you get out there? Can you get it done? Please try, because when this card comes up, it means it's ready to happen. Also feels very much to me like there's a shift coming, but that is very individual for different people. What I will say to every one of you, which you may already know this, and forgive me if you do, but if you don't, I'll say this to absolutely everyone. If you keep on the spiritual, just trying to understand the spiritual things that seem to be happening around you, your understanding will grow and you will reach the point where you're ready for a Kundalini shift, and then you'll just be, your head will be in a higher place, and you'll see things better. It's not like being a smarty pants and kind of being the brainiest person or anything like that. It's not about seniority at all. It's a bit like in this crystal, yeah? The gold has floated to the top in this stone. Excuse my filthy fingers. Believe it or not, I'm still sawing logs and having wood fires even in the height of summer here because it gets cold. But this is very white at the bottom and very gold at the top. And that's, it's all part of the same stone, So this isn't about being better than you are now or even about being better than other people. It's about being real. And the best way to do that is to listen to your heart, friends. Listen to your intuition. If you're really supposed to do one thing and, if you've chosen to do one thing and it's your choice and something else really kind of suggests itself, don't turn your back on the something else, guys. Okay, now then, I found a white feather just before I came on, so I'll show you that. I guess that's telling us something pretty positive. I guess the angels are close. I'm going to leave it there and say thank you very much for watching. The orange hat may come back when it's winter, but it's nice and warm at the moment. It's really, really been great noticing the views on my channel going up and the subscribers going up, so thank you so much. From the bottom of my heart, guys. Keep it real, keep it Twig, brother. I'll be back soon with more readings. A thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, please. Don't forget to subscribe, tap the bell, and leave me a comment. Tell me about your experiences. I'd love to know. Okay, have a good one. Bye.